Hello everyone, thanks for watching this video. So the scope of this video is to understand the Python inbuilt method. Out of that we are targeting total 4 method in this video. And this is the 16th video of Python playlist in API POTHI. We will be discussing the replace method, split method, casefold method as well as capitalize method of string in Python. So here the first method is replace. Replace is required total 2 argument and 1 is optional. So it actually accepting total 3 arguments. First argument is the old value which we wanted to replace, whereas second argument is the new value for which the new value will come. Third argument is count, which is the optional argument, and it will tell you how many number of occurrence we want to replace it. So the out of replace method is nothing but the new string which is replaced by the new value. Now coming to the IDE in order to more understand about the replace method of string in Python. So here we are going to take one input string of replace. Okay. So here I am just taking API POTHI YouTube. Now what I wanted to do, I just wanted to use the replace method here. Replace method. So replace method, now I am trying with the only 2 argument which is required. Later point of time we will pass another argument which is the count, which is the third argument also. So now I want to replace, this is the old value, first argument would be old value which is the YouTube. I want to replace YouTube with the talk. Okay. Now I am just saying that I am just creating another variable saying that output string. Okay, and then output string. Now technically what would be the output? Here we have the API, we have the POTHI, we have the YouTube. Out of this input string I am just trying to replace this YouTube into the talk. So the output would be API POTHI talk. Let's execute this program. Now if you see, it is saying API POTHI talk, which is perfectly fine. Now I want to pass the third argument also. Here I am just changing the variable name 1, right? Now what I do is just copying this one, saying API POTHI talk and then API POTHI YouTube. Right? Now I have already know how the 2 argument is working, but here our interest is to pass the 3 argument and third argument is the count. So how many occurrence do you want to change? Do you want to replace it? So I am interested to change the API POTHI. So let's just, old character is API. Okay, API POTHI fine. Now instead of API POTHI I need to use the talk. Okay, so we have API POTHI. API how many times repeat? 1 times, 2 times, 3 times. So I want only 2 times to be replaced, not 3 times. So I'm just passing it here from 2. Now what does it will do? So we have the 3 API 1 to 3. Out of 3 it will replace the 2. Now question is which 2 it will replace? So it will replace first 2 from here to here. This will remain same. Now let's execute this code. You see talk it replaced. Now this talk it replaced. This talk was old only and this API POTHI is remain same. If at all I will pass it here 3 and we have total 3 occurrence of API, it means it will repeat all the API to the talk 1, 2, 3, right? So this is how replace method is working. Now we are coming to the another method. We have another method called split method. For split method, we have the two argument and both are the optional. First argument is separator. Split method is basically separating the string into the respective delimiters. So here we will be having one string. I want to separate this string depends upon their delimiters. So the first and second argument both are optional, whereas first argument, which is the separator, it will tell you the delimiter used in the respective string, whereas max split will tell you the number of split we have to do. Generally in last argument we will pass the length of the string. Out of that also we can customize, we can say only I want 2 split, I want 3 split also, but best to pass the length of the string. Here default value of separator as well as max split also. For the separator, default value is space, means delimiter is automatically taking as a space, whereas for max split default value is -1, means no limit. Okay, and output of this split method will be returning of list of string where each word is the item. Now we are directly jumping to the code and we are going to understand what exactly split method is. Now for split method, I am just going to create one input string. Input string for split. API POTHI and API POTHI talk are the playlist in our YouTube channel. So this is the one string that I have created. I want to split this string as per this space. So what exactly I will do? I will just call the split method here. Don't need to pass any argument, and I will just copy this one and paste it here, saying that instead of input I will say output. Right? Now technically what output it will give. So I have just passed the split method here, which is default delimiter is space. So technically I want to split this string depends upon the space, where if you see in between API and POTHI we have the one space, whereas POTHI and AND we have the one space. Like that we have multiple spaces. So API will be the one entry into the list which is seated on the first index or 0th index. Similarly, these are all word will available on the particular index, not entire string. Now we have to have the print statement also. Now we have to execute this code. So if you see, API is the word which is available on 0th index, POTHI, everything available on the 0th index, because this string is got separated through the space bar, and which is the default nature of split method. But if we want to customize also here, we can just use one. We can change the variable name so it will not confuse. I need to pass the argument as a one space. Okay, and second argument I want to pass as a length of the string. Okay, so this output is also same as this output only, because here split method is by default taking space as a delimiter, whereas I am just passing one space as a delimiter. Hence both the output should be same. Now if you see, both the output are same. In the same way, I wanted to pass some custom delimiter where I have the string, it is in comma separated. Now this is in comma separated. Now instead of space, I will pass the delimiter as a single quote, comma. Now change the variable name here. Okay, and here also. This looks good. Now let me execute this code. Now this is also giving the same output because string remains same. I have just changed the delimiter. Right, now we got to know the default one. We have also passed the same space through the delimiter, and we have created separate delimiter in comma, and we have used all the two arguments. So we basically got to know the how split method is working with the default behavior as well as with the custom behavior. Now moving to the another method, and the another method that we have is casefold. The use of casefold is to return the string into the lower cases. No matter your input string in lower cases or upper cases, but casefold will make all the string into the lower cases and it will return. For this casefold, there is no argument required. It is default only. So now let's move to the IDE and understand more about the casefold. Now for casefold, we are going to create one input string case fold equal to API POTHI. Okay, what I will do that dot casefold, not required any argument. I'm also creating one variable where I'm storing the changes. Instead of input, I'm just keeping here output. Okay, now I'm just printing the output casefold. API POTHI is all in uppercase, where casefold is technically converting this string into the lowercase, and our output should be all lower cases. Now let me execute this code. You see API POTHI, perfectly fine. In the same way, if at all I will write here also in small cases, then it will also give me the output as a same small cases only, because this casefold is not understanding that what existing case is. Their responsibility is to convert it, right? So now let me execute this code. Output remains same. Now you must be thinking that we have already learned one method called lower in last video, which is also converting the string into the lower cases, whereas casefold is also doing the same here. Then what is the difference between both, and why casefold came where lower is able to do all the tasks correctly? Now the question here is, for lower and casefold there are different meaning to use. Casefold is more powerful than lower. We are going to understand how. So assume that I have just copy paste some example here already, because in this keyboard we cannot type this letter, right? So what I am trying to do, I have created one special string. The letter whatever we have here, it is not the normal keyboard letter. It is something called German, some is the geek keywords, some different special keywords, right? So if I will convert this same string using lower cases and the casefold method, both will give the different outputs. Now let me execute this one, then we are going to understand why both are giving the different output. Execute it one. You see the first one is giving the converting this string into the using lower method, output becomes this one. Copy this one, paste it here, then we will see the differences. Copy this one also and paste it here. Okay, now if you see, both the output are different. Now we can say that the lower cases is not accurately converting the special character, which is not out of 256 keyboard, whereas casefold is exactly able to convert it. Now we need to understand that what is the mechanism behind the lower method as well as the casefold method. Coming to the PPT, how casefold and lower method are working internally. In order to understand that, here lower method is working on the ASCII value, whereas casefold method is working on the Unicode character. If we see ASCII value, we have only total 256 character, and whereas casefold we have 143859 character, which is far better than this one. So casefold is more advanced than lower method. Lower method will giving the output, happy output, correct output if the character belongs to this 256 character, because it is working on the ASCII value mechanism. Whereas casefold is more advanced than the lower method because it is working on the Unicode character, and the range of Unicode character is 143859, which is far bigger than the 256 character, 256 keyboard character. So casefold is able to convert all the geek letters and all the special letters also into the lower cases. This is the main difference. Now coming to the another method called capitalize. Capitalize method is also capitalizing the string, but only the first letter of the string. This is the different from the capital. Capital is doing the for all the character, whereas capitalize is only converting the first character. Now coming to the IDE in order to understand the capitalize method in Python. For capitalize, we will be having one input string, capitalize equal to, I am just writing API POTHI. Now I am just copying this one, capitalized, instead of input I am just writing output. Now here I am just printing it output string. Now what is the expected output is, okay, just remove this A also in small cases. So the expected output is API POTHI. Okay, because it is converting only the first letter of the word into the capital letter. See, API POTHI. Now I'm just copying this one. I'm just putting API POTHI talk 1 1 1 1, right? Now let me delete this one. If I will run this code, it will also give the A is the caps here, API POTHI talk. So it is giving the, it is converting this A to the capitalized letter. In case you already have the capitalized A, it will not throw you the any exception. Now if I will change it here to 2 and 2, and if I will save it, it is still converting but not giving any error because A is already in caps. So for capitalize, no work required, it is automatically converted. So this is all about the capitalize method in string. In the next video, we are going to understand the counter, count, encode and ends with method of string. Thank you for watching this video.